Hi y'all, Dr. Fo here. So I got a story time for you all. I got a story time for you all, okay? Natural hair story time. So let's get into it, okay? So I was at a natural hair event and it was a wonderful event. It was so much fun. I got a chance to meet so many girlfriends there. I got a chance to meet Tammy. It's Tammy's YouTube name. It's Tams. I can't remember. I mean, my teeth were hanging out of my mouth. I was kikiing. I was laughing. I was having such a good time. I was at one of the tables with the other Black women. And I was at the table with some amazing natural hair enthusiasts. Usone Precious was at the table. Tammy P. Moore was at the table. You can find them on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube. They were at the table, and other just amazing women with their curls showing, curls of various sizes, and it was a time. And we were laughing. And so somebody walked up. I'm sitting, kikiing. That's how I look. And she walked up and she said to me, she said, "What is this?" And I was like, what is she talking about? And then I realized she was talking about my hair. I said, "Oh, it's a wash and go." And she said, "I know it's a wash and go. Everybody here is wearing a wash and go." She said, "But your hair just grows like that." And I was like, what is going on? Teeth hanging out my mouth because of me and Kiki. And I'm just like, okay. I was still trying to compute what was happening. And so I started to tell, oh, well, I use Emba Natural Styling Gel. I started telling her the products that I use in my hair. And she was like, "No, I use Emba too. And my hair doesn't look like that." And I was like, okay. So I started telling her my hair care process, giving her my hair profile. And she was like, "No, your hair just grows like that." And she reached out, touched my head, and said, "Your hair just grows like that. Look at your eyebrows." And I was like, I was still me and Kiki. So my brain was still on a high from meeting Usone Precious, meeting, oh my gosh, Elaine of Yes Sir Studio, meeting all these amazing people. I was on a high from that. So I was like bewildered. Maybe not bewildered. I was just like, huh. And I guess I'm happy I was like, huh. Because I think if I had computed that somebody was touching my head, I'm not sure it would have gone well. So, and I proceeded to just bypass what she was saying. And I was talking to her to the point where we ended up continuing talking, and we went and we checked out different booths and things together after that. But it was, I'm like, that wasn't very nice. But I think that with whatever insecurities or whatever was going on with her, I don't know. I guess she saw us having a good time and she said, "I need to come over there and bust this lady." And by this lady, I mean me, bust her bubble. I guess that's what she, felt called to do in the moment. And so it was so interesting that after that, at the end of the whole, all the different games and things that we played at the natural hair event, at the end of it, I was on a panel with 3 other people, and we discussed the state of the natural hair community. And so I got the opportunity to kind of touch on something that related to my experience with the other natural. And really what I got into was, it's important for us to think about how we relate when it comes to our natural hair experiences. Because what happens is when you put this stern, hard line and you say, these are the people I can relate to with natural hair, and these are the people I can't relate to with natural hair, what you end up doing is you end up missing out on all the subtle ways that we can empower each other, and also the subtle ways that texturism operates, the subtle ways that racism operates. And so it also causes some people that are in a very privileged position when it comes to their hair, it causes them being treated certain ways, being disrespected in certain occasions. It causes them to not acknowledge their privilege when they feel like, well, why would I acknowledge my privilege when people that look like me don't even want to be in community with me when it comes to my hair? which is not a good attitude to have, but you know, it occurs. There's actually some research done on it called horizontal hostility, where people might all be in a group that is, how do I want to use the word oppressed, where people may all be in a group that experience some sort of oppression or mistreatment. But if there's a person in that group that has something about them where they receive some sort of privilege, although they're still in this group of people that are mistreated, then the other people in that group that feel that mistreatment, they then mistreat that person, that other person that is still in the group with them, because that person has some element of privilege that they don't have, as opposed to them directing, that frustration upwards toward, or sideways, whichever way you want to go, directing that frustration towards the system and undoing the system. It brings them some comfort to try to bring that other person that looks like them. They're like, I gotta bring this other person that looks like me down. Now I feel better. And so, it's interesting. I think the biggest thing that's interesting about that is I didn't grow up with people treating me as if I was special for my hair, for my skin. I didn't grow up with that reality. I grew up, and if you heard me talk about my natural hair journey video, and I will leave that in the description box. But growing up, during my natural hair journey, I thought, I'm regular, I'm acceptable. And it's important for me to say that I didn't grow up with defined curls. I didn't know I could have defined curls. In fact, I had a stylist tell me while I was in high school that I wouldn't be able to do wash and goes on my hair profile, but I learned how to do them. But throughout my time growing up, when I decided to go natural, I was wearing beautiful Afro puffs. I was wearing braids. I was wearing 2-strand twists. Those were the sort of styles that I was wearing growing up when I was wearing my natural hair. And I still have this experience that is very distinctive from the privilege that white people have. So there's a lot of nuance there. But growing up for me, I wasn't considered special for my hair. People weren't always telling me, oh, you got good hair. That's not what I was hearing. I would say I started to really experience people pointing at my hair when I started to learn how to really care for it myself. And so when I was in graduate school, it's really interesting for me to have not experienced people telling me I was significantly beautiful or special for my hair growing up. And then to have how that juxtaposes my current experiences coming into the online space, and then also me really learning how to care for my hair, and my hair flourishes. And I know as my hair continues to flourish, I never know what I may hear, and whatever I may hear is fine. I'll always be able to think about it and unpack it along the guidelines of my research, because I actually find it interesting. I don't think it's good, but I do find it interesting. I was able to write over 100 pages about it and earn a PhD on it, earn a PhD discussing Black women's hair perspectives. Is such a juicy topic, and I just really hope I can be a part of making things better. But at the end of the day, based on my research, based on being able to interview women of African descent from around the world, African women, Haitian women, African American women, just these women from different parts of the world located in America, being able to interview them, I really got a chance to hear some unique perspectives about hair experiences, and it just really hones in on how we have to be careful with that binary of thinking to ourselves, well, I can't relate to this Black person at all, this person of African descent at all, because their hair looks this, and this, and this. And I think they experience this and this, even though I don't know their hair experience at all. And, I think that's also a reason why we have to be careful with how we use hair typing. Not think I know, based on my research. We have to be careful with how we discuss hair typing when people say things like, well, if somebody is type 3 through 4A, then they can wear their hair or they can do whatever and they will be treated. Well, it's like, well, the interesting thing about being a person of African descent is whenever somebody wants to be racist and they want to pull out and use that hair as a signifier of someone's Africanness, they can use that with a variety of hair types to say that this person of African descent is inferior. It may not be to the same degree, it may not be in the same way as someone with a tighter curl pattern or with your curl pattern, but that element of texturism can still exist. So people have to be very careful with the way that they discuss hair typing and people's hair experiences. And it's really important that we have some nuanced conversations about hair experiences, because it makes us stronger in knowing the different ways that texturism can exist. And it also can make people more open to sharing, this is what I've experienced in terms of privilege. And so this is what you should experience as a person that's not experiencing this privilege. And I want to be a part of uplifting you. But that community is fractured when we make assumptions about people's hair experiences. So that's my interesting experience that I had. And it is what it is. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Have you all had some weird, some what is going on, some mid kiki, where you laughing and you're like, huh? Record scratch. What did somebody just touch my hair? What did somebody just say to me? Have you had some interesting experiences when it comes to your hair? Let me know down below in the comments. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Once again, my name is Dr. Fo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.